Hey guys, this is my review on the MSI Stealth Pro, the GS63VR. It is rocking an Intel Core i7-7700HQ, a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 6GB, 16GB of DDR4 2400 MHz RAM, a 256GB SSD, and a 1TB hard drive. Moving on to the I/O selection, we've got a Kensington lock right here. We've got your Ethernet, your SD card reader, 3 USB 3.0 USB ports. You've got your hi-fi audio jack, headphone jack, something like that, and a dedicated microphone jack as well. And then over on the right side of the laptop, we've got your proprietary charging cable plug thing, mini display port, got your HDMI 2.0, your Thunderbolt 3, and a single USB 2.0 port. So in total it's got 4 of the USB ports, and you've got your power button right here. It is slightly recessed into the laptop, so you shouldn't worry about it accidentally turning on you in your backpack or anything like that. Now, one thing to note, this is the Best Buy model rocking a pretty crappy TN panel, but it's not as bad as it seems, really. I mean, yes, the colors are washed out, but it works. It's good enough for me. I'm willing to forego that, paying for a thin and light body here. Now, being a thin and light gaming laptop, this laptop weighs about 4.2 pounds, or just under 2 kilograms. The keyboard has 4 zones of RGB, I believe, but right now I have it set it to just red because it fits the style of this laptop. Generally, MSI is a black and red themed build anyways. That's usually like their main color scheme. But yeah, I think it's got like 2.5 millimeters of travel, so it's fairly comfortable to play on and type on as well. But we've got a dedicated number pad, followed by your standard keyboard layout, your standard QWERTY keyboard layout. It's got function keys up there. It does not have any, what are those, like macro keys? Usually these are dedicated on this side of the laptop. So if you care about your macro keys, you're going to have to bind them somewhere else. Now, all looks aside, the main question here is, will it perform? And right now we have Cinebench R15 up, and I will be doing a CPU test. Let it run. This is rocking a i7-7700HQ. It is 4 cores, 8 threads, so it should do fairly well in the CPU test. It's pretty much your standard high-end notebook processor as of right now. There hasn't been a Ryzen processor for mobile released yet. So until those come out, the i7-7700HQ is pretty much your top choice at this price point. It's rendering fairly quickly, but as you can see, I ran it before, and it scored a 717 in the multi-core test. And let me see if I can switch over to any other benchmarks. Single core. Alright, so we got a 725 Cinebench score, which is slightly better than our first run. And let's do a single core. Now this is going to take a pretty long time since it is just using 1 core, but I'll come back to you guys when this is all done. Alright, so our single core score yielded us a 148, which is exactly the same as the i7-3930K, and there it is. We did do slightly better than our previous test. Alright, so moving on to our 3D Mark Firestrike. As you can see, it's a very smooth experience. my Alienware 15R3 actually had some micro stuttering at this scene. I have the fans running at full blast so you can keep the laptop as cool as possible and hopefully getting the highest score as possible. Now, I did mention that this laptop has a 6GB GTX 1060. I have that overclocked by 210 megahertz offset on the core, so it's pretty much going to be running at a desktop equivalent 1060. Now I'm going to give you guys just a feel on what the fan sounds like at full blast here. Hopefully the mic can pick it up. Now, segueing into the cooling of this laptop. This laptop is rocking MSI's Trinity cooler. It's got 3 fans, 2 for the GPU and 1 for the CPU. They both exhaust from the side and the top for the GPU, and then also on the side and the top for the CPU as well. So it's got 4 exhausts. It also has 2 intake areas. This grill up at the top of the laptop, that is also another intake for the CPU and GPU. And it's also got an intake at the bottom of the laptop as well. So if you have this laptop resting on a bed or on your lap, it will always be getting fresh air no matter what, because this intake right here provides airflow to the laptop as well. Alright, so we are at the graphics test. We are scoring around an average of, if you can zoom in, 60 FPS. Easily 60 FPS. Overall, it's a pretty good experience, very smooth, no stuttering, as you can expect for a i7 7700 HQ and a GTX 1060. Alright, so we've come up onto the end of the Firestrike benchmark, and as you can see, we score a 10,300 with, let's see if we can zoom in, a 12,284 on the graphics, physics score of 10,534, and a combined score of a, let's see, I'm trying to zoom in, okay, there we go, 4,590. Overall, very good score for a laptop rocking an i7 7700 HQ and a GTX 1060. I did do this test on my Alienware that's rocking an i5 and an equal 1060, and I scored 1,000 points lower at around 9,500, 9,300 average. So the i7 is obviously giving a better performance in that CPU score aspect. In terms of thermal performance, it is faring quite nicely. Now granted, I did undervolt this CPU by 100 megahertz, or no, wrong unit there. 0.1 volts. I did undervolt the CPU by 0.1 volts, and it is keeping at a steady 72 degrees Celsius, running Prime 95, 100% CPU usage, and it is, let's see, I think it's keeping level at 72 degrees Celsius. Now, without an undervolt, this would probably settle at around 80 C. Undervolting your processor does provide a significant thermal performance boost with this particular laptop. Now, I'm gonna fire up Ghost Recon Wildlands just to give like a clear picture on the thermal performance, because that game is probably one of my most demanding games as of right now that'll tax both the CPU and the GPU. Alright, so this is Ghost Recon Wildlands. This is a game that is very taxing on the GPU and CPU side of things. I have this set at the very high preset, since literally nothing can actually play Ultra on Ghost Recon Wildlands. Even my main desktop, rocking an R7 1700 and a 1080 Ti, has trouble pegging the game at 60 FPS on Ultra. But yeah, this is very high, and it is a very smooth experience, considering this is a 6GB 1060 and a laptop processor, a mobile i7. But let's see, we're in a pretty urban area here with some vegetation, all that good stuff. I'll see what our temps are leveled off to. Alt tab. Oh shit, I don't have it. Crap. I need to open up MSI Dragon Center to do this, but I'll be right back, guys. Alright, so with Ghost Recon Wildlands running in the background, we can see that the GPU is at 100% usage, of course. CPU is around 50-60% usage. Our temps are pretty well controlled. Try to zoom in on it. 72 degrees Celsius on the GPU, 67 degrees Celsius on the CPU. Let's see if that changes while we place some more. And again, it seems to have leveled off at the same temperatures. Considering how thin this laptop is and how demanding Ghost Recon Wildlands can get, this is pretty impressive, staying below 80 degrees Celsius. And plus, the GTX 1060 is overclocked to 210 megahertz on the core clock. But rocking a 6GB 1060 and an i7, this thing will pretty much be able to play any game at its native 1080p resolution without a problem, on high to very high settings to even ultra in some games. So my final thoughts on this laptop: it is a very capable gaming laptop that'll be able to run pretty much any game at very high settings with that 6GB 1060. It is very light, weighing at just over 4 pounds or just under 2 kilograms. And it is very well built, rocking a magnesium alloy chassis. It is a black magnesium alloy, so it is going to be a fingerprint magnet. You're going to have to clean it off pretty often, but other than that, it's rocking a very wide I/O selection, 4 USB ports, a Thunderbolt 3, Ethernet. You got headphone jack, mic jack as well, SD card reader, all that good stuff, HDMI, DisplayPort, in a very thin chassis, might I add. And overall, the design of this laptop is pretty good. Very well built cooler. It stays cool when it's gaming. And as long as you can deal with the pretty crappy display that I think is only present in the Best Buy model, it is a very fast laptop. And another thing to add, the bloatware on this laptop, I know MSI has taken a large amount of flack for that. Wasn't as bad as it seems. It literally only took like 5 minutes to uninstall everything. Or if you just want to just wipe completely, when you get this laptop, just reinstall Windows. It'll wipe everything off of it. But overall, this is a very good laptop, and I think this will be my new daily driver, replacing my Alienware 15R3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.